and we'll see the first three.
There's a flop. Oh, it's come 6-6-3. Both players have flopped 3 sixes. Doc Sands is outkicked. This could spell big trouble for Doc Sands with a capital T. Well, there you see the chip count. Sean Jazayeri out in front right now, but not by much, as you can see. David Doc Sands in second. Dan Kelly a distant third at the moment.
Winner's going to take home over $1.3 million. Here we go again. Action on the so-called amateur player, Sean Jazayeri. He's got the button, and he quickly folds a 10-8.
Dan Kelly, 22-year-old pro out of Potomac, Maryland. Both Sean and Dan Kelly you're looking at here got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite.
Dan Kelly's got King Jack, and he's going over the top. Makes it $250 to go. And Doc Sands from Vegas, 27-year-old, folds his hand. And Dan Kelly, I have to say he's 22, but he looks younger than a Chinese gymnast, if you ask me.
Well, the guy's graduated from Villanova with a degree in mechanical engineering, so that's pretty impressive stuff, even though he's now a professional poker player.
All right, the very next hand, right back on Dan Kelly, this time with a Jack 8, and he quickly folds. Doc Sands now with a pair of sevens.
So David Doc Sands, very bright as well. He went to the Hamilton College of International Politics, was summa cum laude there. Ironically, he went there because math wasn't a requirement. Now, that's something you don't find in many poker players. Well, where they shun from the math.
270 to go, and Sean with ace-4, not going to re-raise with ace-high, has made the call. Flop comes up 8-6 deuce. That is pretty good with a pair of sevens. Back on Doc to act first. Doc's out of Las Vegas, 27 years old, 12 WPT events, his second cash.
He has had an amazing year in terms of success as a tournament poker pro. Nothing would do better for him, though, than to cap it off with a win here at the LAPC.
Well, he's on his way there. He bet 280, quick fold.
And with that pot, Doc Sands has taken the chip lead. He is out front, the first time someone besides Sean has led at this final table.
And it's on Doc again. This time he looks down at a little pair of deuces. Makes a nice little raise of 200,000 total.
On.
Sean out, and Dan Kelly with King Jack comes back over the top. Now he's short stacked, but that's still significant, about 1.5 in addition to Doc.
You always hate to call an all-in bet with a small pair, but Doc may want to gamble here. He can afford to do it, and there's nothing he would like more than to knock out this tough young pro where he could play heads up with the amateur for the title with the chip lead. So if you're going to pick a spot to gamble with a small pair, to call an all-in bet, this might be the time, Vince.
You don't want to double up this young, tough online poker pro.
Okay, I call.
Wow, he is going to call it.
Well, Doc Sands has got the ducks. Will they quack or will they waddle away? That's the question.
There's Doc's fiancée, Erica, sweating her man.
Incredibly, both Erica and Doc cashed in the WSOP main event. They were in the top 30, in fact, going out one right after the other. Erica finished 29th and Doc 30th, so she got the better of him, and I'm sure that she reminds him of that quite frequently.
Dan hoping to hit King or Jack, but no, 7-4-4. Good for Doc Sands, just not good for Dan. To the turn we go. So much at stake right now.
Well, another 4 comes off, so Doc Sands has made a full house. If a 7 comes off, they would split the pot. Dan Kelly needs a king or a jack to win the pot, or another 4.
Doc Sands looking like a genius to call off with a pair of deuces. He's one card away from going into heads-up action.
It's a 3. The 2 ducks are quacking, and that's going to do it for Dan Kelly tonight. He is going to be out in 3rd place. Vince, the kid fought a tough battle tonight. Just wasn't quite meant to be for him.
Well, this kid can play. No doubt about it. He'll take home $521,000 as he walks over to Matt Savage.
Obviously, you're a great player and awfully young. Got a lot more final tables in your future.
Hope so.
How do you feel about how you played tonight?
I think I played well. Didn't win.
All right, Dan, congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of money, and obviously, you'll be back again.
Always wanted to play poker with Brad, Andrew, and Rampage? Well, now you can at WPT Global. Click the link in the description below. Sign up with bonus code YT50 and find a seat with Brad, Andrew, and Rampage Plus, we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
All right, Doc Sands now looking down at an 8 deuce. And he is going to pump it up, makes it 200,000 to go. Sean, not going to raise. Now, he's been very effective doing this when he has ice high. Most guys would re-raise. Doesn't do it. It's worked for him so far.
What a flop for Doc. He's flopped 3 of a kind. He's got 3 deuces here. His opponent's got ace high and checks. You're never going to put a guy with a deuce in his hand when he raised pre-flop. Doc trying to figure out how much can he bet where this guy's not going anywhere. Well, 270,000, a little bigger bet than I thought he would make into a $420,000 pot.
I call.
Obviously, looks like the right amount as Sean is calling him with the ace high.
All right, to the turn we go.
A 9 comes off.
Doesn't help Sean. He checks.
The guy called you on the flop. Maybe he'll call you again on the turn. How much do you bet now?
Or do you just want to check it? Rope him in.
Well, pot's got almost $1 million in it. Well, Doc bets 570,000. Might have been a little bit too big as it chased Sean away, but anytime you get your opponent drawing dead, whatever bet you make if he doesn't call, you're not happy about.
All right, Doc getting close to 9.8 million, a little bit over that. Action on Sean. He's got a pair of 8s this time, and he has raised 250 to go. Doc Sands with a king 7 of clubs, making this call.
Doc looking to take a flop off here. And the flop has come 10-9-3 with 2 clubs. David Doc Sands has flopped a flush draw. He's going to check. Sean, of course, with the 2 8s.
Legitimate pair. He's going to bet 250 again.
Well, the question is now, you're certainly not folding. Do you raise or do you just call? If you raise and your opponent comes back over the top, you got to be willing to gamble with this hand. Doc just doesn't want to gamble on a drawing hand, as we say. Don't give the guy chips when you don't have anything made yet. Well, he's got something made now. The 5 of clubs peels off on the turn. Doc has him drawing dead. He has a flush.
I'm so sorry.
And look at this.
I apologize.
Sean has made a rookie
So
mistake.
if I check, does that action stay?
Sean acted out of turn, betting 425,000.
Can you ask Matt?
And there's
Yeah, he
tournament
does.
announcer Ali Najad calling the action tonight for the live audience. Good question. If he checks,
I check.
will Sean be obligated to make that bet?
Sean is being held to his original out-of-turn action of 425,000.
And what a great advantage to know that your man is going to bet, you're going to check and raise.
Doc seemed very confident and anxious to raise him here, by asking those questions.
That's true.
Question is, how much do you raise?
Oh, he's coming back over the top. And Sean,
I fault.
yeah, he quickly gets out of the way again, escapes a bullet. Bad mistake there by Sean. And right now, Doc Sands out in front with over 10 million. All right, the antes are 20,000 now. Blinds are 60 and 120. Action on Doc Sands from Vegas. He is going to raise with a king 3 to 240,000.
Well, Sean is going to re-raise here.
Well, Sean's picked up a pair of 8s.
He's at 645,000 to go, so the WPT boot camp instructors will be happy to see that. They've taught him that pairs are big hands playing heads-up poker. He 3-bet him nicely there.
Yes, he did. He said before the heads-up action he was going to play more aggressive, and right there he had a nice opportunity. Did so. Nicely done. Action on right back on Sean. Let's take a look at his cards. Oh, just an ace-king, Mike.
Well, my guess is he'll play this one aggressive too, Vince.
Yeah. Beautiful starting hand. In the past, he's played those ace-highs sort of slowly, though. He has just called, but this time going to raise.
It took a long time to raise here. Usually he's very quick acting, but...
Oh, he's going to chase away Doc Sands.
Well, Doc had 10-5 offsuit. Not
Yeah.
going to play, but Sean was hoping to get some action there.
Well, he has played them slowly in the past, and then when the ace hits, He has disguised his hand. He made a lot of money doing that in this final table. So back to this hand. Doc Sands now.
Doc Sands on the button here with a 6-deuce offsuit. Just going to make a position raise here to 240,000. The men raise.
I call.
This time Sean with an uneventful 10-6, but says he will speculate, and we'll see the first three.
There's a flop. Oh, it's come 6-6-3. Both players have flopped 3 6s. Doc Sands is outkicked. This could spell big trouble for Doc Sands with a capital T.
Right now, Sean has set the trap. He's checked.
Yeah, Doc gonna bet the flop here. 270,000. Let's see if Sean slow plays the 3 6s.
It's tough to suppress your happiness when you hit 3 of a kind. And he's gonna raise it. Makes it 600,000 to go. And Doc also thinking that he's got his man wrapped up.
Well, let's see what Doc does now. Guy check raised him on the flop. You flop 3 6s. You're not throwing this hand away. Just a matter if you're just calling here or if you're raising.
Gosh, Sean in a great place with the bigger kicker. Doc Sands has no idea.
Even if you're outkicked, you're playing this hand.
Oh, yeah.
But Doc is thinking if the guy's bluffing, he wants to give him more chances to continue bluffing, so he just calls here. That's the reason for the call.
Turn card, a king of hearts.
I check.
And this time, Sean slows down. Doc Sands, is that a check? Yes, it is.
Well, there you see, it's a 41% chance for a tie here. Oh, and a tie it's going to be. As the 3 comes off, both players have made 6s full. That a very nice card for Doc Sands. Could have saved him a lot of money here.
You think? And now it's on Sean. Taking his time now.
Well, they're both pitter-pattering around.
1 million.
And he's betting $1 million after a long deliberation and a nice gulp there
That's a Hollywood gulp if I ever saw
by
one.
Doc Sands. He's gulping because he can't believe it. He's got 6s full and his opponent's leading out betting $1 million.
This is a great place to be in. Saying, how do I keep him in, though? Keep him on the leash.
Well, hide and go seek. This is a classic tell here, folks. The guy's trying to act weak when we know he's very strong.
All right, Doc's coming back over the top, about 2.5 in total.
I'm all in.
And there goes the all-in.
Call.
That's all in. Doc looks back to make sure it's a 6 and not a 7 in his hand. He can't believe it. He calls. This is going to be a split pot. Both players have 6s full of 3s.
Well, you got to say Doc Sands was lucky there. He was going to lose a huge pot.
That was fun.
Let's not waste each other's time like that ever again.
Well, there you see Vanessa Selbst, one of the truly great poker players in the world, man or woman I'm talking about.
Oh, she's sort of mocking Doc, saying great suck out. Partially true, but... All right, as you can see now, Doc Sands with about 10.4 million in chips.
Still maintaining the chip lead. And look at this, another pair for Sean here. He picked up 2 8s, an ace-king, 2 5s. When he had the 10-6, he made 6s full.
Well, it makes it 250 to go. Doc gets out of the way, has to fold his hand.
And yet Doc Sands still has the chip lead. These guys tonight are playing for a WPT title and over $1.3 million.
Sands with a big hand here, ace-9 of clubs.
Pretty good hand, playing heads up. He's going to raise it here.
Yeah, solid hand, makes it 270 to go.
Oh, well, Sean's got
Call.
an ace suited as well, ace deuce of diamond, so he's going to make the call here. So we're going to have a flop. And the flop, king 9-4.
Doesn't help Sean, he checks. Now, of course, 9's there for Doc.
I hope your opponent doesn't have a king, but if he's got a 10 jack, you just can't let him draw it for free. And there it is, 270,000.
Call.
Wow, a quick call with the ace deuce there.
Likes that ace-high call, that's the flop.
I'm surprised you don't 3-bet before the flop and then call here on this flop. Well, now a 5 comes off, so Sean does have a straight draw.
He checks again. Doc Sands now.
Well, just in case he's got like queen 10 or queen jack, Doc can't afford to give him a free card here. Makes a very good bet there. 440,000, takes down the pot. So Doc Sands in control right now in this heads-up battle.
Yes, he is. One man away from taking down over 1.3 million tonight at the Commerce Casino. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the WPT.
Always wanted to play poker with Brad, Andrew, and Rampage? Well, now you can at WPT Global. Click the link in the description below. Sign up with bonus code YT50 and find a seat with Brad, Andrew, and Rampage. Plus, we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Thank you, Marianella. And as you can see, David Doc Sands, sensational online pro now with a big opportunity to take this title. He has close to 9.5 million in chips. Sean Jazayeri, a former director at Microsoft, with about 7.
Well, almost the exact same chip count they started his heads-up battle with. And look at this, Doc Sands has picked up 2 queens on the button.
Boy, what a tremendous hand. What an opportunity. And he's going to casually move it up to 280, but Sean right behind him with a huge hand himself, ace-king.
Buckle up, folks. I don't care which of these hands you have. You're happy to get it in.
800,000.
800,000 to go. Now, Doc, thinking this through, saying, am I still in front? Does this guy really have aces or kings?
Well, the only thing he might be thinking about, Vince, is do you just want to call here and just see if an ace peels off, for example? But then you give the hand up if the guy bets. I think you have to re-raise right here. I would with the 2 queens. And only 2 hands can have you beat right now.
Yeah, but are you going to chase him out even if he doesn't have aces or kings? If he has something else, you're going to chase him out with a raise? We'll find out. He makes it 1.8 million.
I don't blame him. I'd raise it here too, and I'll be surprised if Sean doesn't ship it.
I'm all in.
Sean going all in.
Call.
And of course, called down by Doc Sands.
Doc has the 2 queens. He's out in front. He's up against ace-king. Certainly you can't fault either player for getting their money in with this hand. If the 2 queens stand up, David Doc Sands will be our champion.
Now, if Sean should win this, he would have a 5-1 chip lead. So,
One time.
huge turn of events if that should happen.
I got no flush draws.
I do.
Well, everybody on their feet here at the Commerce.
You haven't made one bad play this tournament, man. You've taken
Appreciate that. Likewise. Good luck to you.
Anxiously awaiting this flop.
big time.
Doc's in the lead and has Sean covered.
Erica saying, just can he win one race? Just one race. He'll be our champion.
Everyone on their feet. 5 cards to come. Here's the flop.
And an ace right on the flop. 2 diamonds come on the flop. Doc does have the queen of diamonds, but unfortunately, his opponent's got the king of diamonds.
What a flop there for Sean. To flip things around here. Here comes 4th Street.
Well, an 8 comes off, so we are down to the river. Doc Sands must catch a lucky lady if he's going to win the tournament right here, right now.
Can he catch the queen to take down the LAPC? Throw that card down.
Well, it's a 3. So Doc Sands sits back down, as does Sean. The heads-up battle continues, but Vince, we got a new captain of the ship.
That is right. It is Sean Jazayeri, a former director at Microsoft, out in front with close to 14 million. Oh boy, and the antes are going up to 25,000. Blinds are going to be 75 and 150 at this point. So getting even more expensive. As you can see, the winner's going to take home over 1.3.
400 total.
And right now, Sean, in this hand with ace-5, is going to raise, makes it 400,000 to go.
Well, Doc picks up king, queen.
All in.
He's going all in with it right here.
I call.
Oh, he's going to get the call by Sean.
Well, Sean calls and has the best hand with ace high.
I have the king queen.
Was it too aggressive by Doc Sands? We will find out. Right now, Sean is favored in this hand to take down the title.
Well, over 5 million in this pot.
Here we go with the flop.
Well, a king right on the flop, as did a 5 come off.
Well, he's allowed after the last hand of queens getting out-flopped. So this time, David Doc Sands out-flops Sean. Here goes the turn card.
Well, a jack comes off. And what that means is Sean can no longer win the pot if an ace comes up, because that would give Doc a straight. He now needs a queen, which would give him a straight, or a 5, which would give him 3 5s. Must have a queen or a 5 to win. Sean does. If it happens, he'll be our champion.
Yeah, he needs a couple miracles right here.
Queen.
Sean with a shot, got this tournament through a $1,000 satellite. Oh, no!
Unbelievable.
Sean has done it. He's our champion.
Lightning on the river again to eliminate another player at this final table, Vince. We've seen it time and time again here at this LA Poker Classic final table. Heartbreak for David Doc Sands. Comes in second place. Just incredible. Sean Jazayeri has done it. He's our champion.
What a champ.
Doc, pretty tough one right there. That 5 on the river, losing that flip early. The question is, why do you get that pot so big for the big flip?
Yeah, I probably should have just called and folded the ace flop, but, you know, can't play them all perfectly.
Big round of applause for Doc Sands.
Once again, congratulations to our champion, Sean Jazayeri. Marinella, back to you.